All right. I think I am back live before I even started. I think we've had some fun internet stuff going on, or YouTube stuff. Let me just make sure if you can see me. Hey, everybody, let me know if you could see me, if I'm really live here. Probably should bring up my YouTube on another screen here, another computer, to make sure we're really live. Because I'm alive. Thanks, Deb. I know. As soon as I started, it said unstable connection. I'm like, what is going on? We've had that happening off and on this week, though. So I think they're working on something, or I don't know what's going on, but I know they got some construction nearby, so they might be hitting the wires. Who knows? Who knows? But we're just grateful. Please keep our connection solid and true. And I'll try to keep an eye out for the little message to make sure we're getting everyone's messages. But hello, Zen friends. Can you believe it's Thursday already? It's almost the middle of August. I just don't know what's going on with time, but it's definitely a busy energy in our lives. And I'm excited. So Uranus is in the mix, right? Having a good old time. Bam, bam, bam. Well, before we get started into everything, welcome, my Zen friends. I've going to bring in the singing bowl as per usual, and we will have a wonderful bringing in of energy from above. There's some weird, I don't know, I guess maybe it's Uranus energy, because it does feel kind of, I don't know, this week has just kind of been a really wonky energy week, right? Even more than usual. So there's a lot going on. So if you guys are feeling it too, you're not alone. I've been hearing it from a lot of people too, that it just feels strange, just strange energy, just different, I guess. So we'll bring in some beautiful grounding, eternal, unconditional love energy. Let it ground us into this moment. We'll take a big, deep breath and come out of the future, come out of the past, come back into this moment. In gratitude, if you want to immediately raise your love vibration, you can think of one thing that you're grateful for in this moment. And we can thank the creator for it. It brings us in that alignment, also makes us a magnet to receive more, because we're opening up our arms to receive instead of want and need, and we end up pushing it away, right? Gratitude brings that into us, as well as raises our love vibration and puts us in the energy to receive messages from spirit, which is why we're here. So let's get to it. So if you want to join me, I'm going to start off taking a big deep breath in, hold it for as long as you feel comfortable, and then exhale, of course. So big deep breath in. All right, here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. Let's put her back here on her little shelf. Bing. All right. Hey, everybody. Hello, hello. Yeah, that's so true, Deb. It makes sense with all the different energies that we've been getting. There is a new planetary alignments. We in this lifetime, our human, this specific human character's lifetime, we have not experienced those. They're one in a lifetime kind of events, and of course we got all this planet, parade of planets. We just got so much going on. It's just like, just give in, just give in and go with the flow. I know, which is kind of what I've been doing this week. Just a lot of fun things going on. So welcome. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. I'm brudda-zen. We got a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts, great senses of humor, two things we can definitely that make this human adventure easier in this lifetime. So welcome. There's always room for more Zen friends. So welcome, welcome, welcome. My channel hit 9 years yesterday. Can you believe it? 9 years. And I've been live doing these probably for since 2021, maybe. So almost 4 years now. So 5 years before that, I was doing readings and different things on there. So happy anniversary to my channel. And we are almost maintaining 2,500. We went up above 2,500. We came down. We're like at just 2,500 now. And so if we stay at 2,500 and we move above it for a while, where I know we're consistently above 2,500, we will have a celebration and have some giveaways here soon too. So a lot to be grateful and thankful for. So thank you guys for being here, of course. You are what makes this possible. I'm so grateful that you're here. If you want to know how the whole process works, it's all down in the description box of the video. Donations get priority. I honor that energy exchange. It's how brudda-zen maintains his life, mainly food money. So I step out of the donations, dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those two, and then I return back to the regular chat and move down through the free readings. I'm on for 3 hours. Sometimes I get to all of the readings. Sometimes I don't get to any of the free readings. So we'll see as we get into it tonight. Sundays are special, where whatever I don't get to in my morning session, they do come back in the afternoon and finish out everything, including free readings. So if you try tonight and you don't get your free reading, please come back on Sunday. I'm also on Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights from 6 to 9 p.m. Mountain Time in Colorado, where I'm at. And then also Saturday and Sunday mornings, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you'd like to join me in any of those, please, you are more than welcome. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box of the video. We do have the Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, and Square. I don't have any set dollar amounts because I know everyone, cost of living and rate of exchange and all that across the world is different. So whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount, because I know it's what you're able to give right now. Yeah, I think that's everything. After I'm done, as I say, I always say that. I think that's everything. Oh, and then also at the end of each stream, I do post a pinned comment listing the order in which all the readings were completed with timestamps, so that you can just click on that and go directly to your reading if you end up coming back after the stream has ended. I also post them as I'm going through the stream itself live. I think that's the main thing. So I'm going to be using the Tarot of the Shadow Realm. See if you can see it there. There we go. Today. Let's see, does it say who it's by? Let's see. No, it doesn't say it on there. I'm sure it says it on the book. I have the book here. Does it tell us? Created by Earth Moon Magic. Illustrations Florian Bernard, and writings Jennifer Agostini. So there are 2 special cards in here. We'll take a look. This is what it looks like on this side. Very fitting energy for today. It feels like Devil card, Saturn, kind of Capricorn shadowy energy this week. I was drawn to these for at least tonight. And then if you make a donation, you do get a fortune cookie, one per person per session. And you got the Sacred Medicine Oracle is the one that we'll be using tonight. So you'll get one of those with your donation as well. All right. I think that is everything. So we will get started here. If there was anything I forgot, I'm sure I'll remember eventually. All right, let's take a look here. All right. Boom. That's good. Okay. So let us get started. So Cat Lady of the Sea, let us start with you. And you have ×2. I did get your PayPal as well. Grab this here. So we will jump in and find out what we have going on here in your wonderful adventure. Definitely feels like an energy of, I think the moon went into Capricorn today too, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just grab this here. Today's a week behind. What is up with that? Oh no. Today is Thursday. Right? Yeah. Moon entered Taurus this morning. What am I thinking? I felt like it was Capricorn, but there might be something in Capricorn going on. I thought I saw something somewhere. But that doesn't have to do with your reading here, Cat Lady. Oh, it could, because you're looking at job, which Capricorn rules over the 10th house. Yeah, not the yellow brick road, but the dark black and red. Yeah, it's almost like very fitting energy right today. It just feels shadowy. Of course it is. We've got smoke here still in Colorado Springs. But let's see what we got here for you. So will you get the job at CVS soon? We got that one. And then so let's take energy for this month or for next month. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I mean, here you go. Who's playing a joke on you, right? The Joker. But we got the 5 of Swords coming in, which is the battle between head and heart, right? So the dance between the head and the heart. It's interesting. You got 1 card and then 3 cards and then 2 cards, which also is things are feel out of order, right? That just feel like things are not unfolding 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1. It's 1, 3, 2 all over the place. Let's see what we got here. So you have the 7 of Swords is the energy that came out first too. So both the 5 and the 7, of course, represents a challenging of mindsets, and definitely understand it. I mean, this week it's been, I even woke up thinking about expectations, and just waking up and thinking about what is all this stuff, where all the pressure comes from, is this thing here, this noodle of the supposed to be and should be and need to be, right? And the more we get caught up, and there's so much in this giant amusement park full of fear rides that sucks us out into our thinking mind and the supposed to be and responsibility and our fears and what does it mean if this, what does it mean if that, and all these stories that it can get overwhelming and very distracting. So now is a very good time to set alarms to have us, like every waking hour, come back to now, take a big deep breath, come back to this moment, be grateful for what I do have in my life that sets me and my energy differently. In fact, I should write myself a note. I'm going to grab a sticky because I feel like this time we really need to do this, right? So I'm going to put alarm of gratitude. I'll set those even during this time. It'll go off and I'll go like, "Whoa, time everyone to come back to gratitude." But definitely something here. Let's take a look here, because I feel like we're getting drawn out. What they're bringing to your attention is just, well, like all of us, in this energy being drawn out into the fears, right? These expectations and the need and the want for something, a job, whatever it is, and in our life. And when we focus on that, that's lack energy. The Seven of Swords is those of our own thoughts that deceive us, right? That cheat us out of, that steal, thief experiences for us, because that takes us into low vibration, which is the lower vibration of lack and of taking away. Whereas when we are able to come back to this moment, take big deep breaths, maybe 100 of them some days, right? and focus on higher vibration of gratitude and joy and laughter and unconditional love. What am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? What I have? And if I don't feel like I have anything today, what have I had? What am I grateful for that I have had in my life? Because that still opens us up, right? So let's see here. I feel like that's an important energy. We've got 2 sets of cards. I feel like this is for this month, for the CVS job. You got the High Priestess energy, along with the Seven of Cups, and along with the Queen of Wands. Definitely possible here with the Queen of Wands energy. That's telling us it's all about possibilities. The Wands energy, fire energy, is about our power. Whatever I focus on is what I draw to me. So if I focus in on more so on lower vibrational energy of want and need and fears and all that lack, then I actually push it away. If I am grateful for the jobs that I have, that have had, for the abundance I have, what I have had, then I draw more of that in, and I can draw it in into this month. But I feel like that's the only way that it comes into this month, because the Seven of Cups feels like emotional confusion. The High Priestess is like a lot of this feeling of pulling away from the chaos, going up into my tower, my High Priestess temple, connecting with the higher realms, looking behind the veil, diving deep into what I really want in my heart. But I feel like that Queen of Wands, whatever she puts her energy to, draws it in big. And the important thing too with energy is, like, one moment of gratitude is worth 1,000 moments of fear. So the more gratitude we have, the more we stop drawing this in and draw in these things faster and bigger, instead of these things drawing the low vibrational toward us. But I definitely feel like you have here a great energy for this month, possibilities. Next month, you have Queen of Swords, balance of head and heart, and the Eight of Wands. Yeah. So it's definitely feels like there's a definite yes for next month. But you have the possibilities of pulling it into this month in August as well. So I like that power, putting us that it's not at the whim of the world, but it's my energy that draws things into me. But this noodle, that's the thing that gets in our way, because we can get so distracted into the outside world that it's difficult to come back to this moment. That's why one of the things I always use is reminders are all over the place. I'll put up, now that I have my little sticky note, I'll be putting up more on my bathroom mirror and on my computers and on my phone, reminders and all of that. Remember, gratitude, come back to this moment, right? Not the fear of the future, not the past, all that. So let's see what your fortune cookie is for this session. You got the Sacred Medicine Oracle. Let's see what we got here, right? This one. And you have Spring Equinox Eagle, flight. Take flight. Here we go. Did we talk about the eagle's nest? How when it's time for the little eaglets to fly, the nest becomes very uncomfortable, to where it's like, I can't stay here in this nest anymore. I got to fly. And then it takes the flight, and then it learns to soar way above the clouds and the storms. And I love that. So the seedlings are sprouting through the soil. There are buds on the trees, and the sun is getting brighter in your world. You've moved through a dark winter, integrating the wisdom of the past and allowing it to move into your present. But now spring is here, and visions, ideas, and inspiration are coming in waves of abundance. You're at the edge of expansion. No shit, right? The tips of your toes curled over a cliff, ready to take a leap. And the time is now. As the sun gains vibrancy and warmth, you too have a heightened sense of purpose. Trust that all the downloads you're receiving are coming to you for a reason. It's time to spread your wings into the cycle of intentional creation. The medicine of this card is here to help you initiate the light and spark needed for your ideas to soar into reality. Oh my gosh, exactly what we're talking about. There is no time to wait, even though you may think you might need one more course, certificate, or initial behind your name to make you truly ready. Those thoughts are the ones that will sabotage you. The noodle. So be like a proud eagle and pull up those feathers in a powerful way and shake off the doubts. You have everything you need. The sacred ceremony, it says, eagle spirit descends from the sky into your sacred space. You hear the flapping of their wings and feel the winds of activation all around you. A warmth moves across the back of your heart, and you feel the vibration of unconditional love fill up this space. Eagle gives you a pair of wings, and as you breathe, they expand and gently flap. With every breath, they get more powerful and expansive. Your wings are accessible anytime you may need them, and you can amplify their power when you hold gratitude in your heart. You can't make it up. The healing affirmation, I soar into the cycle of renewal with excitement. It's my time for successful action. Wow, what a wonderful, wonderful energy. The eagle is a symbol of freedom, of course, as well. And so it's a wonderful escaping the noodle to go beyond into possibility. So I like that for you. So that's what they have for your first one there. I know, right? And then for your second one via the PayPal, thank you so much for that additional donation. And so you did submit paperwork for divorce today with Jordan. Are we going to get the divorce? All right, let's take a look here. So based on current energies, let's see what we got here. Okay. These two, and I do want two. This is underlying energy where it's leading you here. All right. Wow. Okay. And of course, that beautiful freedom card that you got kind of, reinforces all of that. Interesting. The bottom of the deck, you do have this strength card here, and it's number 11. I can't really see it. Sorry for the blurriness up close, but it's number 11. In most decks, that more modern decks, they'll do 8 is the strength card, 11th is the justice card. But in the original tarot deck, it was actually reversed, which is interesting. I like when that happens, when the card comes out in a reading, because when they bring it to the forefront, the message they're bringing you here is you have that strength. You have the inner strength and the courage to move forward with this divorce. And regardless of what happens, you have the strength to get through it. And the justice card does have to do with court systems and legal paperwork, like divorce paperwork and different things too. So it's interesting that the underlying energy is that you do have that power. Let's see here. The original question, though, is will the divorce actually go to completion here? Yeah, right. Move on from the hell. I know. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we have the 10 of Cups, which is joy and celebration. Yeah, and the 3 of Swords, which is expectations equal disappointment, or the feeling of heartbreak and that. So I do feel like here with the Ten of Cups, there's going to be, this is going to go through. It is going to be signed. I feel like it's important to have that permanent. It's never, nothing's in this realm, nothing's ever permanent. But this breakaway, this official, legal, we are independent again, for you to return back to you. I feel otherwise it would just always be taking up so much of your energy of your life, because I feel like once it's final, it allows you to move forward. Let's see what these other cards are here, because I feel like that's the kind of energy I'm getting from that. But let's see, you have 4 cards and then an outcome. Yeah, we have the Emperor, which is Aries energy, which is normally with the Emperor, it's about I decide what I want and I'm going to move forward with it, right? And I make the plans, I put the energy behind it, I make the changes. So a lot of it is about releasing a lot of the expectations of what everyone else wants and finding out what is it that I want. And it's like, you know what? You get to decide what it is you want for your life, right? When it's 2 people have to sign it, kind of energy. So it is this what you want kind of energy. Let's see what else is here. You have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, we know that the heart, what the heart wants, no, I don't want to go. It's like picking up a kid from daycare. I don't want to go. And it's like, we need to go. Like yeah, yeah. So, it's like I get to decide what I want, and with everything, their actions, whatever they're telling you what they want. And if you're like, well, do I want to be with someone who is this way, wants this, does this, or do I want something, with this Emperor, the Knight of Cups, it's like there's this, I want to embark on a new adventure of finding my self-love, but also finding someone who gives to me like I give to them. You deserve to be with someone like yourself, right? This is the kind of energy that I feel like is happening here. Yeah. We've got the Death card, the death and the rebirth. So, this requires, in order to move on to this, you can't find your self-love when we're defining ourselves by someone else's actions or non-actions, their words or their silence, right? And so when they get removed out of the picture, I return to me. And then also I can't bring in someone that matches that energy as I raise my self-love and my, my self-worth, and, raise my how I value myself. I can't have someone come and fill that up if someone's still sitting there and it's still reserved for someone else, right? So it's like, yeah. And you have here the Ace of Wands, yeah, which is new beginnings, having energy of going on to this journey and this adventure. And let's see what the underlying energy. Yeah, the Knight of Coins, the quest of our self-worth. That knight is on the journey for the Pentacles, right? Yeah, I know it can definitely, even when I, my relationships, when they were the ones that cheated and went outside the relationship and did things, it still sucked. Ending those relationships and moving forward, because we have a fear, I'll never find love again. But after the 3rd or 4th, it's like, oh God, I'm going to find love again. And I know it is, it is this energy of, I don't know, just a new transformation. It's the unknown. But I like that you have the Strength card, which shows that you have, this is you. You're a warrior. This is your human self and your higher self. But I do feel like it is going to happen here. It is going to go through. The thing that I'm really hearing from them too is that, there is this time of sometimes in our life, well, a lot of times as our human character, we don't know what's best for us, right? We just are going with what we know and have known and what people have told us. But when things and situations like this happen in our lives, it is an interesting awareness that things do happen for us all the time, even when we don't realize it yet, and we'll realize it later. Absolutely. Yeah, and it's your energy. We'll send you a lot of love energy to help draw that for you. But the more you're grateful for, if you're in the fear and the energy we talked about in the beginning, then you're going to be pushing it away. And all of the prayer on our side isn't going to help if your energy is pushing it away. So it's really important for you to get into that place of gratitude to help draw it in. It definitely will come in here for you. I feel drawn here. I pulled this morning. It's from this daily guidance, the tapping solutions. And I want to read this for all of us because I feel like there's more here. Because it's past disappointments are redirecting me to something better. And I just feel like this is so fitting for you and probably more than just you and I today, too. So I want to read this. This is for all of us. It says, life often unfolds in unexpected ways. Ain't that the truth? What seems like a detour today might actually be the most direct path to where you need to be tomorrow. Think back to a time when a seeming setback led to an unforeseen blessing. Perhaps a job loss opened the door to a more fulfilling career, or a relationship ending made space for a deeper, more authentic connection. Wow, that's what we were talking about. At the time, these experiences likely felt devastating. Yet looking back, you can see how they redirected you to where you needed to be. So this card is a sign that your current disappointments are serving a similar purpose. They're not roadblocks, but redirections. Each no you encounter now is leading you closer to the right yes down the line. Each closed door is guiding you toward the one that's meant to open. When you're in the midst of disappointment, it's hard to see the bigger picture, right? We often can't connect the dots looking forward, only looking back. But that's where faith comes in. Faith that one day this will all make sense. Faith that this redirection is necessary, even if you can't see why just yet. So hold on to that faith. Trust that the universe is always conspiring in your favor. Allow life to surprise you. Something better is coming. Keep going. Wow. And I won't do the tapping in this one, but I feel like that's an important message. So hopefully that helps just a tiny bit. I know you're in the midst of it right now, which makes it difficult to do, but hang in there, my dear. We'll send you lots and lots of love here. I'll add on here about sending energy for Cat Lady of the Sea. So for job, financially abundant, secure job. Quick. Well, in the perfect timing, of course. I would never try to shove the universe. One, it's not going to do any good. It's like trying to push a house. Not going to move it any direction anyway, but we'll send love your way, my dear. So thank you again for those donations. Hang in there. This is not the fun part of the adventure. I know. All right. So hang in there. Thank you again for the donations. After this, so I'll have Johanna will be up next, and then Rocky Mountain Deb, and then Sun and Moon times 2. Let me grab that here. I have it, so I don't have to do that there. All right. All right. So Johanna, hello from the other side of the planet. Let's give your, whoops, I didn't even give your donation a love and a like there, cat lady. There we go. Oops. All right. So Johanna, let's grab timestamps. I got all into that message there. It just hits home so deep, I feel like, for all of us. All right. So there we go. So Johanna, thank you for your donation. A message from your guides. Let's take a look, see what we got going on here. Take a quick sip here. I'm sure all of you guys have been having some weird dreams. I've been having like bizarre, just feel like I dream all night long. Even, I mean, it just feels like it gets more and more and more, right? Because I used to dream a lot already with all the moons, but it seems like it's just, boom, amplified. I might even be dreaming right now for all I know. All right, let's see. Wow, we got a lot of cards here. Let's see what we got going on. Well, the bottom of the deck, you do have the Star card coming in, which is, this is the hopes and dreams energy. And I feel like there is an energy of hope here for your dreams, and kind of like I want to say a grounding, an anchoring is a better word. Thank you. Anchoring into your dreams. And just to re-anchor into your dreams, like, what is it? Remember your true north. What is my energy drifting off into other directions? It's like that usually is just a great reminder of going, if you're down in, like, on your boat and you're down, below deck and you're not at the helm, but it's all fixed in a going direction. Maybe something's drifted off and you go up and go, oh, checking my map. I think I might have drifted off here, drifted there. It's just a good little course correction to have a more direct path towards your dream. And so that's what's coming in here on the bottom energy. That's coming in there. Let me see if you're here. Bizarre dreams. Yes, right. And then you have two cards that look like mirrors, because you have one card here, one card here, one card here, one card here. So these first four kind of, I feel like, are mirroring. So there's something mirroring back to you right now. You do have the Three of Cups, the Seven of Wands, which is this energy here of, it is about being true to your authentic self, and especially in regards to groups and being in a group, because the Three of Cups is an energy of it's your spiritual posse. It's also can be your physical posse of people, your emotional group that you hang around. And the Seven of Wands is an energy like the sun, about being true to your authentic self, like a star, being up on stage, shining bright. Don't worry about getting out and shining in your group of friends. Don't feel like you have to hold back. Allow yourself to shine. Don't dim your light. Don't ask permission to shine. Just be yourself, because I feel like that's an important piece here. Yep, you've got the Two of Swords along with the Five of Wands. Yeah. So I see here, both of these cards represent, the Five of Wands is like a conflicting energy between head and heart. And then the Two of Swords can also be, in making decisions, the battle between the head and the heart. And like, you have two decisions. Your mind wants to take you one way of, well, let me just dim my light. Let me just fit in. But your heart is like, I got to be shining. I got to be me. I got to flood my light in. But the mind's like, don't stand out. Don't, try to be something more than you are. That'll just, what will people think, blah, 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 right? But this is all about, it's time to shine. It's no matter what group you're in, just be you. Don't feel like you have to be what everyone else wants you to be. It's a time just to be you in whatever situation comes up for you. You got these 3 cards and then 2 cards as underlying energy. Yeah, the Knight of Coins. This is the quest for your self-worth, with the Page of Wands, which allows you to step into your power at a new level, and the 8 of Cups. Yeah, letting go behind emotions and relationships that don't serve you anymore. And this is an important thing here. I feel like, you know, um, when you are true to yourself, if you're afraid, well, what if people are like, you shouldn't be that and blah, blah, blah. Well, it really shows you who your true friends are. When you are truly yourself, those that can't handle the heat of the sun, of the brightness of your Leo energy of who you are, that's fine. You just are finding out who's going to be able to handle the heat as you get bigger and bigger, and as you are rising over the sun. If they can't handle you at the dawn, they're not going to be able to handle you at high noon. It's best that we know who can handle the heat of your energy and who cannot, and that's all right. Let's see what the underlying energy is here. Yeah, the 9 of Swords, fears, right? Underlying energy of fears, and the World. Yeah, the ending of a cycle, the beginning of a new adventure, which I can understand here. It's like, what if I'm left all alone? Yeah, what if? Question that fear. What if? It is lonely at the top. I'm just kidding. It isn't. There's a lot of people at the top there too that, so that's just a fear-based belief that comes up, right? It's lonely at the top. No, it's not. In fact, you're more so wanting to be left alone, because as you get brighter, it also attracts a lot of moths, and you have to put up boundaries, and all that. But I feel like this is an important message of being true to you, and discovering what remains in your life, who remains in your life, and who you can just let fall away if that's where they want to go. So I like that for you. Hopefully that resonates for you. Let's see what your Sacred Medicine Oracle is here. I hope they don't mind me those. That was just me not aiming right. There we go. Well, you got 2 cards again. Two. A lot of choices coming up. A lot of choices that are coming up. They'll show you. One will stand out above the rest, as your card has. So let's see what else we have here. You've got, the Shaker, Truth, coming in. There's your fire. Shaking things up. Boom, boom, boom. Card 19. Let's see what that is. And 19 is endings and beginnings energy. The 1, and then the 1 plus 9 is 10. So I like that. So truth. A shaker is a medicine tool used to commune with the spirit world. The shaking vibration accompanies our prayers, our songs, and our healing intentions. When used over the body with healing intention, it helps to activate stuck energies and begin clearing them from the energy field. A healer from your own lineage steps forward today and hands you this powerful medicine tool that carries bear energy, which invites forward all that has been hibernating within. It's a gift from the spirit world and is here to shake up your truth. Your voice is powerful. Wow. Your truth profound, and you are ready to speak and share. What words have you swallowed lately? What emotions have you suppressed? Your throat is vibrating with the energy ready to be released. There it is. Be you. Shine bright, right? This shaker is here to assist you in bringing forward all that has been buried deep, right? That shrinking. As you allow this medicine to move through your throat, the energy center begins to heal. What relationships in your life need more truth spoken? What boundaries need to be set? Oh my God, these are like the words I use, right? Where can you use your sacred no? This bear shaker is a powerful tool for transformation. And pulling the card today asks for you to tune into your inner knowing of what is true for you. It validates your lived experiences, emotions, and inner knowing. It is a safe, it is safe for you to speak now. Your ancestors, guides, and healing spirits are all around holding space. Wow. The sacred ceremony says your ancestors gather and light a fire around you. Invite those into the space who you feel compelled to share your truth with. Envision yourself speaking your truth aloud to them. And as you do so, the rattle vibrates and shakes powerfully. Know that your voice matters. It is sacred. And you can take this activation into your life by writing a letter to these people and burning it in a sacred fire. It's time for all that was suppressed to rise. Holy cow. Your healing affirmation: when I choose to speak my truth, I feel free. Wow. I love it. I love that. So that's what they have for you, Jojo. So many blessings to you. Sleep well. You're probably sleeping on the other side of the planet. So I like it. All right. So Deb, let's grab your timestamp. Thank you for your donation. Let's grab this here. Boom, boom. All right. Let's scroll up here. After this will be Sun and Moon ×2. So Rocky Mountain, Deb. Give that love and a like. All right. Yeah, so we saw that about that there. All right. So Tab has had a lot of medical appointments. Yes, we had those this week too. My host hurt her back last Saturday, went to urgent care on Sunday, was in so much pain, we went to ER on Monday. So we've been appointments and running around stuff. She's been on her adventure. But there's so many things that come back on with blood tests. So we do the Google a lot before we meet with the doctors, because we get a lot of the blood results back before the doctors come in, and we're like, this is this and this, and they come in and we clarify. But definitely ANA means autoimmune or cancer. I'm not sure. We can find out from Spirit. Plus, she was just diagnosed with Lyme, and that word I'm going to murder, and another more rare tick-borne disease. Yeah, right? She's got some shit going on. Oh, I know, Deb. My goodness. Yeah, a lot of freedoms tonight, right? All right. So let's take a look here. Of course, disclaimer about medical questions in the below. I know you know this, but for everyone else, I'm not a medical professional, not a professional licensed counselor, legal consultant, or anything. It's all in the disclaimer in the description box of the video down below. So check, disclaimer made. All right. I definitely don't take responsibility for anyone else's choices, both legally or personally. All right, my dear, let's find out what's going on here. So we just want to kind of find out, is this just autoimmune or is it cancerous? My dad contacted me a couple of weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, I think, saying that they had some they were getting blood tests and stuff done because they thought he had leukemia. And then we found out, nope, it was just an infection. And we're like, oh my God, what? So, there's so much going on. I don't even know if medical knows what's happening. Yeah. Yep, I know the waiting, because it's the fear of the unknown, right? It's when we go into the future where it's difficult, right? I know. That's what I was experiencing when I'm like, oh my gosh, when are we going to get the results? When are we going to, when are we going to get this? When are we going to get that? What does this mean? What does that mean? And it's like, okay, coming back to the here and now in this moment, right? And I know it's scary for our human characters because we don't like to face that everyone ends sometime in our life. These characters are not eternal characters, even though the actor behind the character is, and we never end. This character, we're only play it for a certain amount of time because we're like, yeah, 120, 130 years is about enough of this experience of low vibration. We get bored and like, let me out of here. um, so I feel like there's a guidance, of course, whenever we feel drawn into things that we can't control personally, that really throws our little inner child into a loop, but also the fear of the unknown of the future as well. And it doesn't want to face that, the fears of what lie there. So when we come back as much as we can to the gratitude for this moment, because if we spend all our time in future moments, we don't get to enjoy what's happening, here as well. Let's take a look here. Bottom of the deck, we've got the King of Coins, the King of Pentacles, which is an abundance card. So I like this, right? Yeah. I know you have. So I like that, the King of Pentacles. It's a positive energy that's coming through with the bottom under there. Let's see what this comes in here. In the middle, yeah, we got the Full card. Beginning of a new adventure, the Zero. Ending of old things, the beginning of a new. It's also a positive card of a fresh start and, looking at life differently, with more possibilities of life. That's coming in here. And let's see what these other 4 cards are that are coming in here. All right. Yeah, we got the Two of Cups. It brings the importance of relationships to the forefront, but also emotional choice. That's coming in here is that regardless of what unfolds, we get to choose how we feel about it. And that is something that helps. It's like when we, this can maybe help if you share this. If I feel like you already know this, so it's a good reminder to share this, and whoever else is listening, this could be for them too. But this is about when I look to the future, I feel out of control because I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen, and da 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 da. But when I come back to here, when I come back to me in this moment, I know that I'm going to be able to handle whatever, because I get to choose how I feel about it. And if I feel lower vibration about it, that's my choice. If I feel higher vibration, that's my choice. Or I can be neutral, somewhere in between. And that's all right. I get to choose that. But also realizing everyone else does too. But what comes to our forefront with the Two of Cups too is that we're taught that I'm responsible for other people's emotional choices. Like I want to make it easier for them to be happy. And especially mama, being a mama, I'm responsible to make sure my baby is happy. All of my babies are happy, right? And when you're an Aquarius, you think the entire world are all your babies. So at one point, we think we're responsible for the entire world to be happy. And then we get a good wake-up call. And we realize the only person I can control of my own story, my own emotions, my own energy, my own actions, I can't control others. And that's what yeah, I love that. When I was up in northern Idaho with my mom, she was going through medical stuff. When I went to live with a friend in southern Utah, she got injured and was having medical stuff. And then I came here. We've had a lot of medical stuff, and it's really taught me to be in this space of, like you're saying, you're just kind of like chill, where you're realizing, even though we're drawn from our heart, like, oh my God, I don't want them to be going through this. It's a good step back to go, I have no idea what they have chosen to experience. I know that this is happening for me to teach me to be chill about it, to come back to what I'm in control of, and then just do things out of love, do whatever I can, but not to feel responsible for everyone else's choices and their whatever experiment they wanted to have in their own crazy, um, scientific lab, mad scientist lab. All of us are mad scientists, right? So I feel like that's an important thing here. Um, that is being learned through all of this. And let's see what else here. Yep, 10 of Wands, realizing where all the energy is being invested. And I like this with these two cards showing up on, because the full card was here. You got 2 cards and 2 cards. These 2 cards together with the 2 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands can be taken as it's usually shows someone with 10 wands on their back and they're leaned over carrying them. You can either look at that, oh my God, they are so burdened. Or you can look at it as like, oh my God, look at how much harvest they have. The energy of which we look at things controls our experience of it. But we have no idea what they're choosing. They're just going, God, I stink. I haven't showered today. We don't even know what they're thinking, right? And what they're going through. But we create our own stories in our own head here, right? Yeah, I love that. That's funny. I'm glad that her energy, getting over their, shock. And it's the not knowing that drives us crazy too. On this side, let's see what these other 2 are. We got the Judgment card, seeing things from a higher perspective, and the King of Swords. Yeah, getting into the head, questioning the thoughts and the beliefs, seeing things in life more clearly. There's nothing like that really brings us, like pain and emergencies and stuff, bring us so much into the moment. And then we drift off for the future and then come back to this moment, right? So I like that. She says that all the time. That's funny. That's hilarious. So I feel here this feels more like more autoimmune, because it does feel like I'm attacking myself, rather than, which is what cancer is. It's what autoimmune is. All of it is us attacking ourselves somehow on the inside. And the clarity of it all. There are emotional, of course, emotional and spiritual sources and roots for all that. So there's something on the inside, which you probably know that already. Just that when there's things inside of me telling me I hate myself, or I feel other people hate me, or replace it with a different word besides hate, but that's the kind of what the little inner child goes, they hate me. We might say they disrespect me. I don't respect myself, or we don't even want to even admit that. Sometimes we don't even are aware of it. How that judgment card, how harshly I'm judging myself, because with that King of Swords who rolls over the sword suit and gets a second portion of swords, that's all about trying to see things and gain clarity from a higher perspective. And then the Judgment card usually has the Ace of Swords with the balancing. So all this thinking energy, the noodle with all these thoughts and beliefs that are in there telling me who I should be and how I'm falling short, what I'm not living up to, according to this little brain thing there, right? Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing that's the human definition of karma, is you reap what you sow, you deserve it, versus what spirit, when I ask them, I go, karma doesn't sound right to me. Reaping what you sow doesn't sound right to me. Like you get, I feel like the energy behind you reap what you sow is judgment and punishment, and karma from the human perspective is punishment, debt, karmic debt, and this. Whereas it's more like reaping what you sow is more of a whatever energy I put out, I bring back. If I don't like what I'm bringing back, I change where I'm focusing my energy. It's not oh, you did this, now you're going to get this. It's my energy is doing this for me. And I'm like, oh, that's not what I'm going to focus on. Same thing with karma. Um, Karma is more wisdom and energy and like instead spirit explained it to me that we're very curious beings who like to explore, and when we look back at let's say I was a slave owner in one lifetime, I'm going to be a slave in another lifetime, not because you deserve it, but because I want to see the different perspectives. And then another lifetime I want to be a townsperson who witnesses a slave owner and a slave, and I can't do anything about it. And maybe another lifetime where I do something about it, where I'm, doing an underground railroad to do this here. Yeah, not even to clear, because that's karma, right? Karma is like, it means there's something that was wrong that needs to be done. And that's the judgment of right and wrong. From spirit standpoint, there's just different adventures with different outcomes. There's nothing to clear. There's no debt, to do that. I wouldn't have taught to be clear from past lives. It's more, you know, to experience, to see a different side of it, to work things through, trying to understand it and to grow from it. But it's because it's all wandering around the perfect mountain. So I don't know. That could have been years ago, but clarity comes with life too, right? Yeah. Oh, about past lives. Yeah. Um, so I do like that, the clarity that comes from around that, because when we realize, yeah, this is the human, if it has to do with right or wrong, good or bad, any kind of judgments, then we know that's of human, because unconditional, they don't see it, a different way like that. So, yeah, if you want to share that with her, that might be like, give her something to think about. Doesn't mean she has to take that on. I wouldn't want to, you know, cheat her out of her own hell. But if she wants another route, a scenic, beautiful route, she can take that one too. Yeah, yeah. So let's see here, the Sacred Medicine Oracle. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in for her too. All right, here it is. Yeah, and then we get cleanse. Sage, here's the sage. Cleanse away the energy, lower vibration. That is interesting, because I just, they brought me back the singing bowl. I read that the Tibetans originally believed that when we have lower vibrational energies, they believe that it creates little pockets, in our you know energy field, because it's lower vibrational. It's not as solid as higher vibration, and they would use the singing bowl to vibrate to the higher vibration to make themselves full again, to be, fully more higher vibrational. So I like this. The sage stick with cleanse. Sage moves its medicine into your body, heart, and soul. It's time for a clearing, and sacred sage is here to assist you, illuminating the areas that need to be seen and acknowledged. Cleansing our energy body is something that needs to be done often. If you've noticed yourself feeling heavy or dense with emotion or discomfort, allow this medicine to clear it so it may be transformed. You're asked to hold this medicine with deep reverence, as it has been appropriated by many who treat it like a prop. It comes forward as a gift for you today, as a reminder of your dedication to all that is sacred. This sage stick asks you to honor your lineages and the lineages that this particular medicine is sourced from. Lighting sage is much more than a cleanse. It's a ceremony of alignment. Oh, how funny. Yep, there you go. A ceremony of alignment. Your whole, so I like that. Instead of a cleansing, we're just becoming more in alignment, more understanding, right? Your whole self comes alive and returns to vitality and light. This medicine loves you deeply and asks you to hold all your sacred practices with reverence. The sacred ceremony says, take a deep breath and experience the scent of the sacred sage through all your senses. The ancestors light this sage stick in a ceremony for you, weaving the smoke around your body with a bird feather that is deeply connected to your lineage. As the smoke billows, it turns into a certain form and shape to represent a message from your ancestors. Feel your connection to the spirit world opening as you receive this blessing. You are now a clear vessel for spiritual communication. The healing affirmation is, as I clear out the old, I return to balance and optimal well-being. Yeah, and they're really focusing as I clear out my old mindsets and my thoughts, then it allows me to bring in higher thoughts as well. Wow. I love that. So I do feel like it's more autoimmune than cancerous because I don't feel like it's a huge rah, but it is um, like a stage of emotional and mental energy that has been pushed down, that hasn't been looked at. So, of course, when our little inner child, our mental inner child, our emotional inner child, when they're trying to get our attention and we don't give them that attention, then our physical teenage inner child goes, I got you, boo. They're like our older sibling out of our three kind of groups of inner children. And they're like, we'll go get their attention for you. And then stuff comes out in our physical body to point us inward, going, hey, they got some stuff to talk to you about. Oh, okay. So that's a good thing, right? Yeah, with a feather, beautiful. So I feel that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. And thank you again for your donation. Send your daughter some love and some light. All right, sun and moon, we are up to you ×2. So thank you for your dual donations. Here's your timestamp for those. So let's give that a first one here, a love and a like. Always good to see you too. We'll see what's going on here. Let's start the tea here. It's coffee, but you know. All right. Yep. As you may recall, Sag is going through a lot lately. Yeah, seems like we all are. It's definitely a heightened, definitely a shaking. Literally, there are earthquakes too, stuff happening, but we're getting shaken up down to our core, which is for us to set us free. But it's a bit awkward, I know. So let's take a look here. See what the Sagittarius. So Monday, Tuesday. So Monday. Let's see. I like this one and. What's this? Stages for Tuesday. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Wednesday, which was yesterday, today, Thursday. And Wednesday is one, and then from today. Okay. And this one here. All right. What do we got going on here? Yeah. All right. So sun and moon. Let's see what we got going on here. Sweet dreams, Dib. Bottom of the deck for the week, just all of this together, they got the Four of Swords coming in here, which is a bit of rest. And even underneath that, we have the Queen of Swords, which is balance of head and heart. So it feels like even though they're going through a lot mentally, feels like the energy has been around balance, letting go of expectations and kind of riding the waves a bit this week. But let's see what that's looked like for them. On Monday, we do have the Nine of Wands and the Devil card. All right. So there is a bit of, like, especially regarding work, there's this blockade. Nine of Wands is like a fence that's blocking, like you're walking down this canyon and there's these 9 wands and you can't get through it till you recognize your power. And I feel like with the Devil card, which is the shaker and the rattler, it's our shadow. It's represents Saturn, the great teacher, that challenges us, gives us a reward, but it also is Capricorn energy, which rules over the 10th house of work. And that's what's really showing up here. I feel like Monday they felt kind of like they were hitting their head up against a wall on Monday. And I feel like this energy of I just don't feel it today. I'm just very low energy on Monday. Like I'm just going to take it easy, and I'm not going to push. I'm not pushing against anything. It's like the original Nine of Wands has someone with a bandage on their head because they've been hitting their head up against the wall over and over again. And so there is this energy of, you know what? I'm just tired today. I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to spend some time focusing on what I want. But I feel like that's what the combination on Monday is just very much feeling like I'm not getting anywhere at work or in business. And I'm just going to even cut out early and go, I'm just going to, spend some me time. I'm going to go do something I want to do or just be away from work. So that's the kind of energy, at least, that I'm picking up for Monday. Tuesday is interesting. There's 3 cards. It's like it started off this, and then it got to this, and it ended up this. So Tuesday feels like it started with the Empress. Yeah, feels like starting off, it's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, taking care of myself, creation, abundance, feeling like, all right. It's like they woke up, slept on whatever happened on Monday, went at it. They're just, feels like Tuesday they felt like in this very creative abundance kind of energy. Then about midday, they hit the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is about leaving behind emotion and relationships that no longer serve me. So I feel like they hit some stuff where they were like, why do I hang around these people who are, because I feel like all right, we're going to go. And then a lot of lower vibrational negative energy that just kind of, and they're just like, why do I surround myself, or why do I hang around with a person or people that bring down this energy? So they were thinking about that. So I feel like they kind of had like a bummer kind of afternoon, and they ended up with the Strength card. So it feels like they rebutted and came back, but they went within going, I've got to be my own inner strength, not other people. So I feel like they kind of realized, I can't depend on other people. I've got to make my own. I got to be my own cheerleader, because these other cheerleaders suck. they're not even in sync. They're cheering for the other team. What's going on? I'm going to be my own cheerleader. That's funny energy. All right, so that's for Tuesday. Then yesterday, I feel like that was mainly work related too. Yesterday, King of Cups. Yeah, balance between head and heart. So this is what they were trying to achieve with that Queen of Swords. They're both the same energy, just reversed, because the Queen rules over swords but has cups behind the scenes. The King of Cups rules over cups and emotion but has swords behind the scenes. So they're the same energies. So this is where they hit yesterday. I feel like they came to this place of feeling more balanced, and where they are coming to this peaceful place of, especially when they're realizing I can only depend on myself. I can stop expecting other people to do things. And if they do it, it's a pleasant surprise. If they don't do it, it's all right. I didn't expect it anyway, right? Let's see today's energy, where they end up here. We got the Knight of Coins. So there's this slowness kind of energy with this. We've got the Two of Wands, making plans, really trying to see what they want to do for the future, and the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is, I don't want to do what I've always done with the Four of Cups, because it's that boredom energy of, well, I've done these things, but it hasn't fulfilled me. So I feel like today they were taking time to make future plans and to really think about, what is it that I want? So this kind of progressed throughout the week, right? Where it seems like they're deciding to let go of the expectations of what everyone has told them that are supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be, and going, what is it that I want? And I feel like with the blockades on Monday, with the lack of support on Tuesday, really has brought him into this balanced place yesterday, into where they're from a place of that nurturing energy of, like the Empress, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, that they're wanting to decide for themselves. I'm being reminded a lot of Emperor, King of Wands energy, where they're letting go and clearing the throne room and going, all right, now all the noise is out. What do I want? And I feel like that's kind of this planning and steps. And once they decide it, then they'll take action. So interesting energy there. Let's see what the your one fortune cookie for this session is here. Okay, get this over here. And walking in a good way. Realignment. Yeah, how perfect. This is like their energy, right? And it's Mino Bimadazwini. I know I totally mispronounced that. I'd spell it for you. It is Mino, and then Bimadizziwin. Walk in a good way. It's called realign. It says, this is a teaching for our people that reminds us how to move through the world. Another one I'm going to totally mispronounce, but it's like Ani Shina Bemoen. Word translates to walking in a good way, which means that you walk in a relationship with all of our kin, the beautiful beings that exist upon this great Mother Earth. And today, this card comes forward to remind us to open our eyes to the divine energy that flows through all things, even ourselves. Are the aspects of your life, words or actions, where you are not in your fullest integrity or alignment? This is what we're talking about. They're kind of getting into alignment with, what do they want? Are there relationships in your life where you've left things unsaid and you need clarity? The people from Tuesday, right? Have compassion for yourself today and allow these truths to rise. We can move toward healing only when we acknowledge what needs to be looked at. Are there places where you are feeling disconnected from the source of who you are? Sometimes we fall off our path and we just need to be guided back. And this card asks you to take responsibility for your healing path. Yeah, this is like they are. I've been doing what everyone else has been wanting me to do and what I thought I was supposed to do, but what is it that I want to do? Is that energy that they're in. The sacred ceremony says, gently stomp your feet upon the floor and imagine the soles touching the earth below you. The soil is warm, stabilizing, and supportive. Earth energy rises into your feet and they begin to tingle as you're guided towards your greatest potential. You know it's time to be in relationship with truth and integrity. Your guides and ancestors are rooting for you to return to the path of Mino, or the walking in a good way. They surround you with unconditional love and remind you that you carry a heart of courage. Wow. The healing affirmation is, I return to the truth that source flows through me. I am aligned. So I do feel like, and that's a lot of what they've been going through, right, is trying to get into alignment with their true authentic selves and more living the life of what they want rather than who they think they're supposed to be. So I feel like that's a lot of where they at. No decisions being made necessarily yet, but more plans. More, I at least know I want to go off in this direction. So what are some next steps I can take, or where can I look to clarify it? I feel like it's job, relationships. It's just all areas of their life. I just kind of feel like they're in this very like with that devil card, the shaking and the rattling of their life on what they want to do, etc. So hopefully that helps. And then let's look at your second one. Thank you for that donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. So finishing out of the week. Nosy read on Sagittarius for tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. They're scheduled to go on a quick out-of-town trip on Sunday with someone. How will that experience go? All right, let's take a look. Come on. What's that? All right. So, Sagittarius for tomorrow. All right, thank you. And then for Saturday. For Saturday, right? And then for Sunday. And then specifically the trip with someone. How will that go? So you want that one, I want that one. I do want that one. That's more underlining energy. Anything else? Oh, okay. All right. Interesting energy here. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is like the Empress card in that it's an energy of very earthy energy, very much about mother, nurture energy, nurturing oneself. And I kind of feel this same, it's not the same energy as they had on Tuesday starting off, but it is that energy that carries in. It's not as strong because the Empress rules over all four queens, but it still is a very significant energy that's there about what do I want kind of energy is flowing into the weekend there. So I do see that there. For tomorrow, they do have the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups. Tomorrow seems like a gathering of people energy. Three of Cups is joy, celebration, gatherings. Two of Cups are important relationships. So I do feel like there is a gathering is the important energy of tomorrow. I'm not sure if there's some sort of party or joining together of individuals of some kind, but it just feels like it feels like that's my energy. It's like that's going to be hours of my day, and that's what I have to focus on. And very much ADHD energy of I can't do anything because that is happening, so I can only piddle. I can't do anything until after that's completed. It's like there's this energy of this, okay. So that I feel like they're in this. All right, it's all about that. It's all about because in their mind, I can't start anything because I'm going to have to stop it to go to this. So I can't start anything. So my whole morning is wasted before I go to this celebration. But I feel like that's what's going on. It's like it's just my entire mind is consumed with that, preparing, getting there. I can do this real quick, but I can't start anything like important. I can only piddle is what energy I'm picking up here for Saturday. It's like I have a lot of to-dos on my to-do list, but I don't get to hardly anything that's on the list, but I do a lot of other stuff. Just is not the stuff that's on my list of things that I need to get done. It's like, oh, I can throw laundry in. Oh, I can go do some dishes. Oh, I can go do this because I can get quick wins. But getting started on anything, my mind is already focused in on later. Saturday, we have the Empress. Okay, so we're back to that energy of Mother Nature, Mother Nurture being amplified again. So it does feel like it shows up on this excitement of creation, of what do I want to do for me, energy. It feels very focused in on, I feel like I want to rest. But also I'm doing things that I want to do, not what I have to do, in my mind. Oh, I'm supposed to do this. I need to get this done. But it's like, if it's not urgent and life threatening, it's not getting done on, it feels like at least on Friday and Saturday, it just feels like I'm kind of being a homebody on Saturday, just kind of doing more things. There's a bit of creativity though, because I have the entire day. I do feel like I at least am starting on something, but this all feels very work related. Like they're turned into super focusing on their work energy from what I'm feeling here, um, and more piddling around. um, Sunday. Yeah, we have the strength card. Here's them turning into their inner strength. I got to be my own cheerleader. I'm depending on myself. And the Nine of Wands. Wow. So here's that Nine of Wands from Monday. But it's like, this is a flowy type of energy because the strength card is me turning inward and finding that one of those Nine of Wands that was blocking my way is actually my magic staff. When I grab onto it, it glows and I'm able to remove it, which opens up and allows me to step through. So it feels like, because I'm realizing I'm depending on me and no one else, I'm stepping through something that was blocking me on the beginning of that Monday. It just feels like I've got this flow energy, like I'm stepping through something that would have held me back before because I'm depending on me and not the outside world. It just feels very it's not self-preservation, but it's not self-afflicting, just self-energized. I'm independent. That's a good word. I'm feeling independent of other things. Where I felt codependent on other people, now I feel independent in myself. Energy. Interesting. Let's see what happens here with that, because you said they're going away. And so how does that go with that here? Queen of Wands energy. Is that the other person? And then the moon. Oh, wow. Let's see what the underlying energy is there too. The Judgment card. Wow, a lot of clarity. Being drawn into my calling and deciding what it is that I want to do. There is this, the Queen of Wands, whatever she puts her mind to, that's a fiery energy. That would be like the Nine of Wands, where, the Queen of Wands, she has the emotion behind her, but she also holds the magic wand. So stepping in my power, and the moon energy of this Cancer moon, of all this emotional energy, it does feel like there's a lot of things brought to light during this trip on what I want and what I don't want. It just feels like a lot of clarity. That Judgment card is like, I'm getting the calling, from the Lord of my life, right? I'm getting, my higher self is drawing me, giving me clarity on what it is I want to do and what I don't want to do. And that moon card also brings up that what comes up from below the surface that's been down there for a while. and the Queen of Wands is that stepping into that power energy. So it does feel a lot here like, whereas maybe before I would have been very, my will is your will, whatever you want. All right, that sounds good. Is that what you want to do? More, or if like, I'd like to do this. Well, I want to do this. Like, okay, we'll do that. Now it's like, oh, I'd like to do this. But it's not like, I would like to do this kind of offering, like, what was the little elf on Harry Potter, here you go, master. Now it's like, this is what I want to do. And they're like, whoa, this is coming with a lot of confidence and a lot of where it's getting people's attention, especially this one that they're going on there, right? And so there is this change of energy that's going on with them here. Well, I feel like this is like, I don't want to be in this type of relationship, whether, whatever kind of relationship this is, where I'm always saying yes, I get to say no. And, honestly, they reminded me of, I used to be that type of person where when I was younger, I did what everyone else wanted because I was afraid I was going to make the wrong choices and that people would hate me and reject me. So I went along with everyone else. And then, didn't see some of them for years later, and they expected me to be that still. And when I wasn't, and I was like, well, no, I would rather not do that. What? How dare you say no? Because they were expecting me to just go along with what they wanted. And when I stood up and learned my no, my power of no, they didn't like that. And it's like, when I reflected, I realized, well, why would they expect me to be different? They hadn't been with me, seen me change. So I saw where they were, coming from with that. It's definitely expressed out loud to this person. And because they're in this place of, I want to, I need this for me, and I know I've been doing this. This is what I want to do, but I don't feel like it's demanding. Although sometimes it will go to that, whole other. The pendulum swings to the other side, right? And we overdo it, and we say, "This is my last word." No. Instead of just, no, I don't think I want to do that kind of energy. But I do feel like it's expressed not just in a rude way or anything, because they are, but it's solid because I feel like they're in this place of strength and, stepping into this. Let me see here if they'll tell me the more details on the what they do and do not want to do. I know. Is this a partner? Are they related to their work and their business? Because I feel like it's about the direction I want to go and what my dream is, what I would like to see in my life. I'm just not satisfied with what I've been doing, and I'm looking for some change, and I'm finding out what I want and what I don't want. And but I feel like it's an honest kind of discussion where they're asking the other person what they're thinking, what do they want with their life, but not, a partner in business, not a weak, as they're saying in their mind. It's not going to be a weak, presentation. It's like, this is what I would like to do and where I'd like to head, and so I feel like it really opens up some, I want to say, flexibility of mind, because I feel like the other person has been thinking things as well, but wasn't They were more of looking at keeping things as they are, but they also have their own ideas. And with them, with your Sagittarius going, all right, you know what I wanted? Are you happy with how things are going? I would like to do something different. I would like to do. They're like, what, really? Well, I was thinking I want to go this way. They're like, well, I really want to go this way. So they kind of have to figure out, do they want to go separate and do things different that way, or come more to the middle, um, in where they're wanting to go, not keep things the way they are. So I feel like there's some discussions, decisions. I don't see an end result yet, in case you're wanting to know, like, well, okay, what's going to happen with that? It's very foggy because there's so much that has to happen, with choices on Sunday, on and then throughout the next week. I feel like they're going to table some stuff and come back and meet, it feels like, to kind of see what they want to do. So interesting. So that is what they have. Hopefully that brings a little bit of clarity in their little journey there. But I feel like all that energy is flowing into like all areas of their life too, not just business. I feel like they're really in this this kind of energy of what I want to do with my life kind of energy, right? Okay, and this will be I have to like limit the amount of follow-up questions on a reading. Um, but I feel like they're more like, well, I feel like I kind of answered that already, right? Because I was talking about, they're like, well, I kind of want, they're wanting to change things in their direction, and they're wanting to change things in that direction. So I feel like it's more like, um, that it opens up like this, uh, an opportunity for me to express the changes I want to make, right? Because they don't like change unless it's their change, right? It's like, I don't like change, but if I want to make a change, if I want to go a different direction, then it's okay for change. But if someone else wanting to change and it's not what I want, that's when they resist change. But I feel like this is an opportunity. I feel like they're like, well, in their mind, they're like, well, yeah, we'll see about your changes, but this is an opportunity to talk even more about my changes, what I want to do, where I want to take this. And um, so since they brought it up and they realize this is an opportunity, it's gonna, take that kind of energy that comes in, with that. Um, so I feel like they're shocked at first, a little, is what I'm picking up with that energy, but then also, because it feels like a surprise, and they don't like being surprised, but they're just like, but as they're listening, instead of, well, they start off in their head how I'm going to rebuttal their ideas and, um, point out how that's not possible and blah 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 blah. It must be the energy of whatever's going on, because they're like, instead they start, it's like their creative part of themselves kick in, and they're like, oh, I hear what you're saying. I was even thinking that I would like to do something like this, and it's like that surprises the Sagittarius, because they're like, I didn't even know you were thinking about wanting to go off in this direction, because it's kind of, I mean, it's not like they're both wanting to go this direction, right? It's like it's two different directions, and it must be business secrets. I'm not getting like the details of all that, um, but there is this, open-mindedness to it a bit that's there. So interesting, right? Thank you for your additional donation. So we shall see. I feel like they're going to kind of regroup and come back on the flip side, around all that. I feel like that's why they're going to circle back and meet like next week, or get it on the books to come back together after they have more details about what they're wanting and they have time to kind of let it absorb and think of each other's directions and opinions, and kind of then come back and see, just meet the two of them and talk about things with that. Yeah, absolutely. Interesting. Yeah, because they'll have to decide, do we want to just split, go off in two different directions, or make, like, keep things going and then add my idea on and your idea on, and have three different directions that we all maintain at the same time. Or only choose one of our directions to add on, or go only one of our directions. So they have to think about all that, of course. So it's making my brain hurt thinking about all their options. I'm like, all right, I'm glad I don't have to decide all that. Woof. You're very welcome. So thank you again for your additional donation. I appreciate that. All right. So we have one more donation that came in via the Cash App. So Sean G, you are up. Look at this, 142. Oops. Do that right here. 142.42. So Sean, thank you so much. And you wanted to know here, would N be interested in business managing for you, and would it work out well? All right. Let's take a look here. All right. So based on current energy, would N be interested, all right, in business managing for you? And based on current energies, would it work out well? All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to think about. Any of these? No. Any of these? Do I want these? Underlying energy. All right. All right. We'll see what we got going on here. I do have the underlying energy on the bottom of the deck. We do have the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is an interesting energy for this question, because normally a High Priestess, she goes way into her High Priestess temple by herself to connect to the upper world, look behind the veil, dive deep into their own emotions, really connect with the true essence of who they are and what they want, kind of energy, which for me would be like doing things yourself. But I haven't got this before, where they're servants, of course, other priestesses. She's the High Priestess, but other, workers in the temple helping. So she's not up there by herself. She has people supporting her. So it's interesting energy that I hadn't got before there. So I thought to start that off with that. So would N be interested in managing? You got the 10 of Swords, letting go of expectations, and the Chariot, the power of choice. Victory and movement energy. I really love that Chariot card. Beautiful, beautiful imagery. I feel like that they would, but with that 10 of Swords, it's like you would have to let go of some of your expectations in order for it to work out with them, because I feel like N is very opinionated in what they feel is necessary and works. I don't feel like they are, they will like appear flexible while they're trying to get someone's business, but then really have a structure of like, this is how it needs to be done. Well, can I give you this? Well, no, it needs to come in this format. Well, how about if I do this? No, it needs to be in this format. It's like, wow, kind of a little bit of a control energy there. Let's see how this unfolds here. Let's look at the underlying energy here first. We got the 9 of coins. There is this independent energy, but it also is abundant energy. We got the 3 of wands. I feel like that is a different direction type of energy, that they would want to take you in a different way than you're wanting to go, at least in the beginning. And the 2 of wands. Yeah. It's about a choice of where you're going to invest your energy, and a lot of planning. I feel like it'd be very important to keep your boundaries with them. And the 2 of wands is telling me, like, you would be like, this is what I want, and kind of be very like, this is where I want to head and what I would like done kind of energy. Because I feel like they will they would help you, bring you into more like success with the 9 of coins underlying the energy. But it would have to be realizing that they're going to try to, like, I'm going to go this way, and they're like, okay, but they're going to try to get you to go this way, even though you're saying this is what I want, and you're like, okay, I get it, that's where we'll take you. They have plans to bring you in a different direction. It still would bring you abundance, but just understand that they are stubborn. Mirror, right? They're like, so for you guys to work together, you might have to be a little more flexible with them and let some of your expectations go for that. Let's see what happens with these other 5 cards here. You do have the Ace of Cups, which is joy and heightened emotion, which is good. You have the Ace of Swords. They help you bring a lot of clarity. These aces, new beginning kind of energy. So they will introduce you to some new information. Yeah, the Tower card. Yeah, I feel this energy feels like they would want to remove some things to replace it with stuff. So like, you're like, well, I want to do this and this and this and this. And like, well, we want to move this and implement this in that. And so expect change, especially with that 3 of wands. It's right above the 3 of wands. They'd want to change some stuff and, move something out that you're doing and move it to a different venue or server, kind of where you're promoting, blah, 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 kind of energy, if that makes sense. I'm just saying what they're saying. Page of Wands, they would take your energy to a new level. That's also a progression kind of energy. And the 5 of coins, the 5 of pentacles. So this 5 of pentacles, this normally is an energy of feeling the fear, being abandoned, being left behind, being left out in the cold, of not being able to bring in what you're wanting them to bring in. So I feel like when you I think that's one of the things, when you tell them, this is what I want to bring in, this is the da-da-da-da-da-da, that they might say it's going to take us time to get to that point kind of energy. So just realize that going in, that they might have a different picture and different expectations on it. That 9 of Pentacles shows that they can get you there. It may not just be in the time frame that you would want them to get you to that place, if that makes sense, to that place of success. But I feel like if you give them the time, with that 9 of Pentacles, that they would be able to bring you that feeling of independence and success. But it may just not be in your timing. You know how that goes. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in too. So this is your Sacred Medicine Oracle. Let's see what we got. What you got going on? All right, there it is. So tell us, what else do we need to know? Authenticity. Wow, rainbow activation. card number 23. You can spend your entire life trying to feel ready to share your gifts with the world, but if you gave up on feeling completely ready, but what if you gave up on feeling completely ready and just started today? This card comes forward with a rainbow activation to help you shine your true colors. There are many different facets and aspects to your soul. Some you have kept hidden, and some are easy for you to express. The rainbow light is beckoning you to bring your prismatic light out of hiding. Revel in the fullness of your gifts today, and don't downplay those that are natural for you to express. Many times in your life, you have doubted if you truly carried anything special, and this card is telling you that you were made to step up onto the proverbial stage. You hold unique and diverse abilities. The rainbow medicine pulls this forward, inviting you to choose your sacred path. The world often tries to dim or suppress the most natural elements of our soul. Bring forward the light and playful energy of your child self, allowing yourself to feel the full color spectrum of your spirit and the rainbow nature of your heart. Your presence is powerful, and it's time to claim your beautiful hue. I love that. The sacred ceremony says, a loving ancestor from your lineage steps forward and holds a crystal in their hands. They hold it up to the sun, and there is a rainbow prism that reflects onto the earth before you. This ancestor was someone who held unique gifts. Some may have called them quirky or different. However, they owned their unique ways of being in the world. They invite you to stand in the entire spectrum of rainbow light reflected upon the ground. As you step into it, you receive a heightened sense of courage to live your life authentically, radiating your true colors. The healing affirmation is, I walk in sacred relationship with my true colors. It's effortless to express the fullness of who I am. Wow. I like that, especially after we got that, messages about they might want to kind of bring you in a different direction. But this is the message of be true to the authentic you and not dim your light at all. So if it's important to you, don't you can have your boundary. So I love that. Hopefully that helps, Sean. That is what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings. Thank you again for your donation. And I think that is it for my donations this evening. Let me just make sure I didn't skip anyone. brudda-zen can sometimes get a little clumsy. All right. So that is what we have. So we will start into our free readings here next. Let me take a sip and we will jump in. So I've got about an hour. Yeah, I've got about an hour. So we should be able to get through. Because, of course, free readings are just 1 to 2 cards. No fortune cookie. No cookie for you. All right. So let us jump in. Let's see. So we did this one. We did that one. That one. All right. So touch of love. Let's grab your timestamp here. There we go. Boom, boom. All right. Come on, mouse. There it goes. All right. What love has for you. So based on your current energy, what love is coming towards you? Oh, how interesting. So you, of course, oh my gosh. You've got a special card here in this deck. It's called Incarnation. And then you also got the Judgment card. Both of these are, in a way, the Judgment card is like a calling card. It's bringing clarity, your higher self, bringing clarity around what do you want from love? It's about it's almost like the justice card in that it's teaching you and showing you, activating your heart within you, allowing your heart to show you what it is you truly want. And the incarnation is a card that talks about bringing your dream into reality. We can be off in a dream world of like, oh, this is what I would like, and I want to look like this. And, we can be in all that, it's like when you're in a desert and you see a mirage. But then there's reality, right? And this is about coming to reality and realizing what is it, understanding why is it that your mind is drawing you to want something, but what is your high heart really showing you? And so there is a lot of this about love. You're getting a lot of clarity that's coming in. I feel like there's these, I'm going to call them false starts, where you meet someone or you get wind of someone, and then it's like it just kind of, it's like a mirage. You get close to it, and then you realize it was just a tree. It wasn't a person. You get to something, you thought it was water in the desert, but it was just the vapor. It wasn't really water. You're really seeing things more clearly, and you're understanding more about your own self-love through these mirrors that you're seeing and going, oh, okay. So I feel like they're pointing you inward and upward to really focus on your self-love, because every relationship we draw in is a reflection of our self-love. So they're always showing me something about myself. So I feel like it's more here that what love has for you is more of clarity rather than a love that's coming in here that matches like what you're kind of wanting to head toward. I feel like these are more stepping stone clarity moments that you're getting to help you raise your love vibration, because you are tired of doing what you've done in the past and getting what you've gotten. So you've been kind of on this journey of moving higher and higher and higher, been drawing in higher and higher vibration. But I still feel like they were lower vibrational, because it feels like that you had to come from a low vibrational place with your feelings about yourself and what you had drawn in. You've come so far, but you have wonderful places to go above and beyond the smog. So I like that for you. I feel like that's what they want you to know right now. So that's what they have for you, Touch of Love. So hopefully that helps a little bit. All right. So we did those. All right. Here, let's grab some of these here. Oops. And they're back to the @ sign, so these are kind of different than your normal names. So my apologies, because I'd have to go over to your channels and find out your original name. So my apologies. So Star Ruby Guidance, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Okay. Okay, there we go. And hey, so you can't stay but want to say, oh, give you your live another act. Oh, thank you, Star Ruby. Well, I didn't see a question there. Had I read it all before I did that, that'll teach me. I will do that. I will remove that. All right, so we don't have that. So thank you for that, Star Ruby. I appreciate that. All right. So that was up here. There we go. That's my place. So, and we did all those. Recommended. Sean G. All right. All right. So let's take a look here. All right. So we'll have Cat Goddess and CJ Connections up there. And hey, Debbie, you're probably already come and gone, but if you're not, hi, Debbie, good to see you. All right, and that is it. Wow, okay. Must be something going on in the world. We're very light tonight. All right, so let's jump in here. So, Cat Goddess, let's grab your timestamp. There we go. So, Cat Goddess, you'd like to know what unexpected blessings and or even miracles could you potentially expect soon? All right. Let's take a look here. So based on current energies, what do they want you to know here? All right. Good. Boom and boom. So you've got the Four of Cups and the Nine of Swords. So, of course, Nine of Swords is nightmare and insomnia and a lot of expectations. And the Four of Cups is an energy of boredom with the things of the outside world. The combination of these, which is like a blessing, maybe even a miracle, right? With these humans, because it's about these mindsets around emotional fulfillment that get released. That brings in an Ace of Cups. It brings in this higher love energy. I do feel like this is a person. Doesn't need to be romantic because the Four of Cups is kind of an energy of, usually it shows someone bored out of their minds, leaning up against a tree, and then there's three cups in front of them, which are the three cups of the outside world: relationships, situations, jobs, education, that thing, and things, our bodies, bank accounts, possessions, kind of thing. So it's the three cups of the outside world. Just I'm bored with it because it doesn't fill me. They're empty in comparison to what our heart is hungry for. And then out of the clouds comes this hand offering the Ace of Cups, which is the higher, it's the chalice of who we are, which gives us self-love that fills up and overflows. And when we do that, as your love energy has been rising, this is like someone who matches that energy is being brought into your life. And it's a great energy because it doesn't feel stagnant. It doesn't feel bored. It feels, because they are a reflection of your self-love, you're like, wow, and like I said, I don't know if it feels exactly if it's romantic or not, but it definitely is like someone who is so different than anyone else you've met before. And they are outside of all these expectations of the Nine of Swords, all these small t truths rooted in fear about who someone is supposed to be and what kind of relationship you're supposed to have and how it's supposed to unfold and who you're supposed to be in it, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff that sucks the life out of things. This is a very unique, higher vibrational relationship that's coming your way. So I like that. They're not telling me if it's romantic or not. Because it feels like it doesn't need to be romantic or not, because it's just such a positive vibe that you're just wanting to get to know them outside of all these rules and expectations that you would have had before. That's what feels like a miracle, right? You're just like, I'm just getting to know somebody because they're cool and I love their energy. And it's like, wow. So I love that for you. So that is what they have for you, Cat Goddess. All right, CJ, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Oops. There we go. All right, and you wanted energy for the weekend coming up. So what does Spirit want you to know about this weekend? All right. Got the King of Cups and the Nine of Wands. Interesting combo here. You do have the King of Cups is quite a balanced energy between head and heart. There is this Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands energy, like that, looks like the Hulk or some sort of swamp monster. But the Nine of Wands, it does feel here that like the Nine of Wands represents this energetic field that's been hard for you to get through because it's something that you've been really putting a lot of energy fighting to get through. But with the King of Cups, it's about balance is what helps you go through. If you ever were a Harry Potter fan, what they're showing me in my head is it was when they were trying to get down to the trap door with the dog, the three-headed dog or two-headed dog or whatever it was. And they got down into this ivy that was trying to choke them and kill them. But if you laughed and were funny, it let you through it. And that's what they're showing here is like there's this whatever energetic feel like you've been holding you back. It's because lower vibrational energy is just very restrictive and like a wall, but higher vibration is expansive. And they're giving me this difference of a solid wall or transparent where you can walk through walls. And this is like this energy of this weekend. If you balance and allow your heart to express itself through gratitude and unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and play, especially, there is this energy that you get to, come back to, because it's raising your vibration. You vibrate higher, you're able to vibrate through these walls that you had before. So I feel like they're kind of their, I guess, advice or awareness that you can bring into this weekend is that there's some walls and some things that you can flow through, where if you raise that vibration and focus on that energy and choose that in your being, I'm just going to choose to be grateful. I'm just going to choose to have fun. I'm just going to choose to laugh and to smile and go, all right, I'm just going to flow through it. That you flow through things so easily compared to bam, 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 and hitting walls there. So I feel like that's an important energy for you this weekend. Was that Fang the picture there? So I like that for you, CJ. So hopefully that helps and helps you walk through walls this weekend. Don't try it in the physical world yet. You're not a mutant, but you can vibrate through walls yet. Oh, the three-headed dog. Oh, okay, thanks. So you are obviously more a Harry Potter fan than even I am. So I like that. So laugh, 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 and shine your bright light. It lets you, come through the dark things. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So enjoy your weekend. And that is all of the questions that I do have for this evening. So thank you guys so much for being here. Of course, I'm on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights from 6 to 9 p.m. Mountain. As long as there's questions, we're going to end a little early, about an hour early tonight. And then on Saturday and Sundays as well from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time. So until I see you guys again, remember every second of every day of your lives that you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. Remember, have fun. Because why are we being so serious? It's a playground. Let's go play. All right, everybody. Much love to you. We'll see you soon.